morning. I think the last time I vlogged was maybe on Tuesday evening, if I'm not wrong. Mm, Yesterday, I gave a talk to the whole hospital, I think, um, based on Second Corinthians. I think it was Second Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. Yeah, verse 9 to 10. It was really nice, but imagine I forgot to ask someone to take a video or like take photos. So I don't think anyone took an ask. So I don't think I have footage on that, which is really bad considering I'm a vlogger. Yeah, so today is Thursday. I didn't go for BS yesterday. I might have exams tomorrow or next week. I'm not sure. So I just chose to stay behind and catch up on a few things. Considering I've never personally gone through a real ICU rotation. Like, we rotated in anesthesia for like 2 weeks, and I think the only thing I remember from there is the medications that they used to give. So it's been a bit hard reading and like knowing what to read, what not to read, how deep to go, like that. And also it's been harder trying to get questions, like practice questions, because you read but you have to find out if you really understood or not. So it's Thursday morning. Nafanya hivi juu mkono wangu imechoka. It's Thursday morning. Preparing myself to go to work. Jana, guys, imagine we didn't have water, which is really strange considering we live like in the middle of a forest on top of a hill, and it rained the previous day, actually the whole night till in the morning. So I don't know what was wrong. Yeah, I had just gone to the shower. I opened the shower. It was like just a normal day, and then it just went dry. So I had to use tap water, which also went dry after a few minutes. And it was cold, but it's okay. So yeah, I don't think I have many updates. I'm really excited to see what Kathleen is going to have for us. Have a great day, guys.
Hello guys. Hello beautiful people. So today's vlog will be really different. It will have a twist, so you won't get to see a lot of me, but I'll get to share a lot of myself through this vlog, but in a different way. So this week the medical officer interns were supposed to lead the service that we usually have on Wednesday. Well, most of the times the whole hospital usually attends, though we don't leave the patients unattended, so most of the staff at the hospital usually attend. And I was asked to expound on the word, and I was given the verse in 2 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 9 and 10, and the verse says, but he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast more gladly about my weakness, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why for Christ's sake I delight in weakness, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, in difficulties. For when I am weak, I am strong. And this is kind of a retrospective vlog, because I had already preached this, and unfortunately I wasn't able to record, because most of the times when I'm in the moment and I just forget, like I'm supposed to vlog. But I thought I should just share on this word as we look at the morning sky. God tells us that my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. And I remember as I was preaching this in the service, as I was sharing the word, I remembered most of the difficult situations I had gone through in life. I remember how much I struggled getting fees, especially for my higher education in university, how much my parents struggled, especially my mother, what sacrifices they had made for me. I remember there was a point, I never told this to anyone, especially my mom, but there was a point I was being evicted and I did not know where money would come from, because at the same time, I also had school fees arrears. My sister needed to join Strathmore and I had my end of year exam coming. And I remember I was so distressed. I had to read for my exams. I had to be supportive to my sister and, cheer her on. And I also had to put on a bright face for my mom, because she's made so many sacrifices for me. And I remember there was a time when I finally got to do my exam, though I had not even been able to pay fees. I was able to complete my rent. This verse really spoke to me in that way, because I remember at that time I was weak. I was so weak, and the only person I was relying to was God. And indeed, His power was made perfect in my weakness, because I know there is no way I would have made it through that point in time. If you're in medical school, I know you understand, especially for your finals when you're doing your exam, like you need a peaceful time, and you're obviously not going to be peaceful because you're already stressed about the exams, you're already stressed about your future. There's so many things hanging in the balance, there's so many what ifs. And I remember I was only able to get strength in God every single day, every single second, every single microsecond. I was just relying on God. I was having a constant prayer in my heart, like, God, I don't know what is going to happen, but I know whatever is going to happen is going to be for good. And I remember this verse, especially the part where I say, that is why I delight in weakness, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions. For when I am weak, then I am strong. And honestly, at my weakest point, when I was very anxious and depressed to a point that I needed medication to cope, when I was so anxious I could not be able to read, when I was so anxious I did not know if I will still have a roof over my head, when I was so anxious I could not ask my parents for money for food because I knew they were struggling, when I was so anxious wondering if my sister would go to Strathmore because yes, she'd been accepted but there was no money, this verse was a source of comfort, because I knew as much as I was weak, as much as I was struggling, I was going to get strength in weakness. And indeed, I did get strength in weakness. I passed my exams. I cleared my fees. I was able to move out of where I was staying after clearing my arrears. And in fact, I was able to get a job and work for the remaining part of 2021. And it has enabled me to continue paying my rent even as we are speaking now, even though we have not yet been paid. And indeed, God's grace is sufficient, and His power is always made perfect in our weakness. So I don't know whatever you're going through, especially I'm speaking to the med students, it must be, especially the finalists, the hardest time in your life. You feel like you're reading and nothing is coming through. You're reading, the test results are not being effective. You're reading and you're just tired and you just want it to all end. Trust me, it ends. It ends. And the joy that you're going to get, the strength that you're going to get is coming from God, and it ends. It ends. And trust me, God's power is being made perfect in your weakness. You are going to succeed. You do not know how, you do not know when or where, but God is so great, so mighty, and so powerful. There's nothing that our God cannot do. Thank you so much for listening. I know it's been a different thing, and now I just like to introduce my good friend Kathleen, who is going to share us her experiences in med school and the remaining part of the vlog. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
Hello, hi there. Hello, hi there. My name is Kathleen Kabeu. I'm a medical officer intern at the Kabeu Hospital. I'm grateful to be sharing with you my experience so far, and so I chose medicine because of interest. I guess the exposure I had gotten as a child just growing up was a lot of medics around me, so that was one thing. But for sure, one of the other things that really stood out for me, because there's a point I thought I would go into mathematics, was I felt this is where God wanted me to be. And so I chose to go the path of medicine. Med school was quite something. It was quite tough sometimes, but it was also so interesting. I think the highs are the people that I met there, the friends that I made, because they're lifelong friends now, so that's great. The lows were waiting for exam results. That was something. That was hard. I am currently a medical officer intern at Kabeu Hospital, which is awesome. I started with surgery rotation, which has been so cool. I'm actually like midway. Okay, no, maybe not midway. Like 4 weeks in actually. And it's been so cool. Hadi, I'm like, oh my goodness, will I really even change rotations? I chose Kabeu because, firstly, the Christian environment, just being able to learn how to practice the love of Jesus in the workplace. I think that is so important to me. Just so that it's not that you're a Christian and you're a doctor, it's you're a Christian doctor. Like it's one thing. Also, I chose Kabeu because of the people that I know and who had told me about it. That includes my mentor who works in Kabeu as well. And also the opportunities that I know are available in Kabeu to learn, and also just to advance my career. So those are some of the reasons I chose Kabeu. Also, so right now it's quite so far. The highs have been really high. Like, there's a day I discharged all the patients I was looking after, and just seeing them going home is so cool. Just like, man, now you're good, go home. But then sometimes they go to a different home. They go to heaven, and that's tough. The first death I encountered when I got here, that was tough on me, especially because I had interacted with the patient personally, so that was quite tough. And especially now when they called and they're like, Dr. Lee, come and certify the patient, and you're like, I don't think I want to do that, and I don't want to believe they're dead yet, but by God's grace we make it through. So I think I'd advise anyone who's thinking of doing medicine, who's thinking of who's waiting, who's already in med school, waiting to finish or waiting to go for internship, that whether the journey is worth it. It's very rewarding when you can sense that the work you're doing is changing people's lives, that you're blessing them and you're doing the work of God. So that's what I'd say. And karibuni to the field, although I'm also really new, but karibuni. Bye. Thanks.
So that's it for this week, guys. Again, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you for the 65 subscribers. I really do appreciate, and I hope you guys have a blessed week.